Hello everybody, Jack Saunders here from Box to Belly. We're going to do a bit of a slightly different twist on what I call a breakfast this morning. Now you may be sat at home at this time eating muesli or Weetabix and all that. I'm going to show you what I like for breakfast. Now anybody who knows me knows that I like a bit of skirt. But enough about that. Incidentally, what we've got here is that very thing, a skirt, or a bavette if you want to call it, and I think it makes the absolutely perfect breakfast steaks. If you just have a look at this, cameraman, we've gone through skirt and bavette before. You'll see the grains are running that way. It's not like eating a fillet steak this. You've got to, like a bit of chew on it, but it's absolutely packed full of flavour. So when I cook that and I'm ready to carve it, I carve it that way against the grain. So what are we doing today? We're doing, very simply, steak and eggs. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, as you can probably tell, but I do believe that running your body on fat and protein is much healthier than running it on carbohydrates. As I say, I'll not stand here and tell you that my body's a temple, and indeed if it were, it would probably be the Taj Mahal. Oh, by the way, if you've got white wine for breakfast, that's perfectly acceptable to drink. I will add to that as well that you don't run racing cars on diesel, and I do think that the essentials of healthy eating is starting with real food, real ingredients, and top quality ingredients, I may add. I'm rambling on. That got a little bit serious, didn't it? Almost. Over to the pan, please, cameraman. I'll show you what we've got in the ingredients. I've got some skirt there. You can use any steak of your choice. Plenty of real butter, none of that rapeseed rubbish. Real butter. I've got a big egg there, chicken egg. You can use whatever egg you want. And I've got some sea salt there, and no, rock salt there. Sea salt I prefer, but we've got rock salt in this case. We've got olive oil and some pepper. So what we're going to do, as you've seen before, I'm going to rub the steak in olive oil. And I'm going to place it in the already hot pan. I'm going to, please cameraman, I'm going to seal it on both sides, just so it takes a bit of colour, and once I've sealed it with a bit of heat, I'm then going to add the salt. If I put it on the raw meat, I find that it draws the moisture out. And on the other side, we'll seal it with some salt. I'll put pepper on at the end, because I think sometimes if you put black pepper, big cracked black pepper in an open pan, it sometimes scorches it and leaves you with that burnt taste. Some of you may like that burnt taste, but I'll put the pepper on afterwards. Leave that to sizzle away for about 2 minutes each side, then we'll let it rest and I'll show you my way on how to do fried eggs. In please camera now, if you just flip the steak over, you'll see those scorch marks. Now, if you leave it and you're not tossing it and turning it all the time in the pan, then you'll get those scorch marks, and it means that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan as much. I'm going to put some butter in, a little bit on top, but then I just like to finish it off on some, and put it underneath. Always nice to finish it off on butter, real butter. Now, if you like your meat medium rare, like you probably should do, or you should at least train yourself to, then you can look for the exudative. I put a bit of butter on there, so you might not see it, but when that's medium rare, there'll be a bit of red exudative come to the top, and that tells you that it's medium rare and it wants to be taken off the heat. Another trick that makes you look quite, insanely mad, but, it does actually work, I find, that is, if you hold your thumb and first finger like that, feel that part of your hand, that is the texture and the sponginess of what a rare or a medium rare steak feels like. Middle finger and thumb there, feel that bit there, that's a bit firmer, that's what a medium or a medium well steak feels like. And your third finger and your thumb, that's tough, that's what a ruined steak, that's what a well done steak should feel like, very firm. Try that at home. So the timer's gone off, just a couple of minutes each side. We've run out of foil, can you believe it? So I'm going to rest the steak, keep it warm, I'm going to rest the steak there. Now let me show you how I do fried eggs. Now the only way to cook an egg is in lots of butter. So I put the butter into a hot pan, and so I don't burn the butter, I put a bit of olive oil over the pan, spread that all over, and in with one of these, they look like ostrich eggs, don't they? One of these monster eggs. A double yolker and a load of shell. Great. Now, if you're better than me at breaking an egg, you'll not have to stand and fish the shell out, but I fish the shell out of that. Now, before they start cooking, just a little tip. On there, please, cameraman, I'm coming back. This is my little tip for cooking eggs. A teaspoon of water, just on both sides like that, and then over you go. And what happens there is, you can't see anything there, cameraman. What happens there is the heat just rises up, above the eggs, and it is curled by the lid, and it puts a nice glaze on top. So you're not eating the white runny stuff because it's cooking it and glazing it, but you are eating still a very tender egg. And after just a couple of minutes, you can see that those eggs have nicely glazed over. Let's have a look at them. That's what we want. Now we can season the steak and the eggs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a steak and egg breakfast. You can have it on a Saturday or a Sunday morning. We like it midweek here at Box to Belly. With a breakfast like that, you should be, ready to go out and seize the day, or carpe diem, as the Latins say. Cheers, everybody.